Yo, what's up, y'all? It's MMA Analyst here to do my review for UFC 108. Props to all the guys, all the fighters on that card for stepping up and making it a pretty damn good card. We all know about, the injuries and everybody that had to pull out and all the craziness going on. And for it to come together and be a really exciting night of fights, man, the submissions that people are going for, people were pulling off. Me myself, I loved all the groundwork, almost all the groundwork, and that I saw on this card. Man, the drama at the end, the upsets, the people that got upset. Let's get right down to it. I'm gonna start with the top. I'm gonna start right with the main event: Thiago Silva versus Rashad Evans. Y'all, don't go to Sherdog right now. Because if you do, you're just going to hear a whole lot of what was Thiago Silva thinking. And I'll tell you what he was thinking. He wasn't thinking nothing. It's what was he feeling. And he was feeling tired. And people saying, is he the dumbest dude ever? I'm going to say no, he's not the dumbest dude ever. But I will say that he wasn't smart. He didn't come to this fight prepared to go 3 rounds, 3 highly, physically... basically, intense rounds. It's going to be, he needed to have 100% cardio. He needed to be able to get up. He needed to be able to stuff takedowns. He needed to be able to do all these things, not just expect to come to a fight and box with somebody and maybe have a stand-up match and, maybe not get as tired as quick. He got tired. He was dead tired by the end of round 2. He was real tired already by the end of round 1. Around 3, he said, you know what, I got to do something. And he played mind games with Rashad. He got Rashad, he baited him in. He actually rocked him hard. And he was just too damn tired to finish the fight. You know what I mean? I picked Rashad for the win. And by that 3rd round, I was like, yo, Rashad, Silva, do something here, man. You're here. This is your time to overcome, to face adversity, to rise above, all that stuff. And dude just couldn't do it. He just was not prepared for the fight. That is very unfortunate. Rashad Evans, Machida knocked him out, blasted his face up, and Rashad said, man, F all that. I'm going back to taking people down. Taking people down that I know I can take down and controlling the fight on the ground. Didn't hit Thiago Silva at all. He didn't commit to any punches. He just went out there and used strikes to set up takedowns. And I ain't gonna hate. You know what I mean? That's what a lot of fighters do. That's what a lot of good fighters do. That's what the best fighter at 170 in the world does. And that's also his training partner, GSP. Dude uses wrestling, took him to the ground, got mount. While he was in mount, yo, you know what? F all that, politically correct stuff. Black belt my ass. For real. For real. I know all black belts aren't created equal. You know what I mean? So, one black belt doesn't mean you're, same as another black belt. But, Thiago Silva was easy. Just, I'm just getting up. Everything grappling-wise that Rashad Evans did, he did because of wrestling. He's a good wrestler. That's what he did. Everything else that he did, his jiu-jitsu game was on some, he didn't go for any submissions. He didn't go for anything. He never does, and I'm not saying he even should. I'm just saying black belt. And then they said it was under Holmes Gracie Jr. I'm like, what? I don't even know what's going on. You know what I mean? He is a black belt. Cool. It's all good. You know what I mean? There's a lot of guys out there, people say black belt, and people go, where's the black belt come from? But when it comes to those guys, I'm talking about, maybe like Vanderlei Silva. Those dudes are Brazilian, growing up in Brazil, fighting everybody else around them. They're all doing jiu-jitsu all day, and they're striking. But anyways, Rashad Evans was wrestling all through, high school, college, came to the UFC, worked on jiu-jitsu, but, you got to remember, jiu-jitsu is not no-gi. There's no belt in no-gi, just like there aren't belts in wrestling. In order for you to get belts and black belts and whatever, you have to do jiu-jitsu. And only jiu-jitsu exists is with the gi. So if you don't train in the gi, you shouldn't be getting belts in the gi. Now, if you're a sick-ass wrestler, like let's say you are Rashad Evans or you are somebody else, and you do your no-gi thing, and you're whooping on people because you're able to, do your thing in wrestling, well, that's where it gets kind of strange. Like, well, what do we do? This guy he can avoid getting tapped out from black belts, and he can maybe control some black belts on the back, but, but is he a black belt? Is he a brown belt? Is he a belt at all? You know what I mean? So let's just say he's a real good grappler, and his wrestling is definitely where his true strengths lie. And the black belt, congratulations, but, I don't like quoting people. I don't really like quoting Jay-Z, but we don't believe you. You need more people. Anyways, Rashad Evans got the win without damaging Thiago Silva at all. He just dominated or Octagon controlled him for 2 rounds and got the win. I picked Rashad Evans. A lot of people would think that I picked, Thiago Silva, and I'm upset. It's just, I understand the game, and that's not part of the game. Now, it was weird because I did like when Mayhem Miller was getting grappling, he was getting massacred by Jake Shields. And Jake Shields wasn't really doing anything like other than holding him down, but he was really just working him. Rashad was just getting a takedown, controlling him, and then Silva said, get up off me. Now, if Rashad ends up fighting Rampage after this fight, after what I'm seeing right here, Rampage will dust that ass. No doubt in my mind. Rampage will be mad bigger. He is not going to be afraid of any kind of strikes. He's going to come in with a full gas tank. He's going to be motivated than a mofo. He's going to be like Dan Henderson going in up against Michael Bisping. He's going to do that last, if he slam him once, like, with that Arona slam, like, bow. If that was Rashad, he'd be like, bow, 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 bow. And the ref was like, get off him. And he'd throw him in the 4th row. And then, oh, man. Oh, my God. He'll come out there with the black A-team truck and run him over type stuff. Rampage is going to be angry in that fight. So, whatever, y'all. Rampage chin is not going to get, it's not going to hurt him. It's not going to buckle him. Rashad's not going to be able to get the takedowns. Rampage too big, and he's also a wrestler. You know what I mean? And he's not going to get outstruck. It'll just not be a good situation for Rashad Evans, and that fight might happen now. So, hey. Alright, Paul Daly versus Dustin Hazlett. This is what I thought was going to happen. Dustin Hazlett has no way of getting the fight to the ground. He's not going to shoot a double. He's not going to get a single. You know what I mean? He's going to get clipped. And when he gets clipped, duck. And get in there, referee. And dude was like, bow, bow, bow. Then stood up and did the little gun thing, and then later on apologized for it. I'm not sure what Dustin Hazlett was thinking. Was he really thinking that his, Muay Thai stance was going to really, be the winner? Is it because it was a defensive situation, so maybe he was hoping that Paul Daly would rush in on him and maybe he would duck under it and get the takedown or pull guard. I don't know what he was thinking, but I know what he was thinking after. He was thinking, where the F am I? You know what I mean? What happened? You know what I mean? He was thinking whatever funny line you want to say from Superbad. But, Dustin Hazlett, great ground game. But his stand-up just isn't where it needs to be, straight up. Simple as that. End of story. Paul Daly, great stand-up. His ground game isn't where it needs to be. They both need to work on their own respective whatevers. If all fights started on the ground, then, Paul Daly would have been in the same situation that Dustin Hazlett was in this fight. But fights start on the feet. Until they starting fights in guard, Dustin Hazlett's going to have issues with guys that are actually good strikers like Paul Daly. Paul Daly, he wants the title shot at some point. He's not really saying anything about it yet. But he don't want it yet. He got to work on that wrestling because, you know what happens when grapplers are afraid to get taken down. When strikers are afraid to get taken down, they stop striking. And then they literally have nothing to bring to the fight. You saw what happened with Thiago Silva. Thiago Alves. And I'm not saying that Thiago Alves is a striker only and that he doesn't have some half-decent jiu-jitsu. But we know where his true strengths lie. Anyways, good fight. Sam Stout versus Joe Lauzon. I don't know if they said what fight of the night was, but it had to be this. Sam Stout. Bravo. Dude came out and was... First round, I'm like, oh my God. This is when I was really like, wow, these guys are really doing a thing on the ground. Doing all types of beautiful jiu-jitsu and trying to submit people and twist up stuff and pop this and, tap that and blah, blah, blah. But, man, he got out of it. He got cut. He got through it. You know what I mean? And then he just turned it up. And, Joe Lauzon, he wasn't prepared for what, Sam Stout was actually going to bring. Nobody was prepared for what Sam Stout was going to bring. Because this is the best Sam Stout that's ever existed. I've never seen a better Sam Stout. If Sam Stout can continue to improve and, do his little Chuck Liddell, like, I'm going to keep this fight on the feet and bust you up, damn, that was very impressive by Sam Stout. That's all I can say. Very, very impressed with Sam Stout. Joe Lauzon, you know what I mean? You fought the best Sam Stout. Nobody thought, except for Sam Stout and his crew and his whoever, that Sam Stout was going to look that good. And I don't even think it was like Sam Stout looking that good against like Joe Lauzon. It was Sam Stout looking good, period. You know what I mean? So all I can say is good job, Sam Stout. Damn, definitely handled your business. Definitely handled your business. He was pumped too. He was like, woo! I was like, wow. You know what I mean? I want to say calm down because you don't calm down, but calm down a bit. No, I'm just playing. Very impressed with Sam Stout. Give that man some money, some extra money for a fight of the night. And Joe Lauzon too. It takes two to have a fight of the night. All right, Dwayne Bang Ludwig versus Jim Miller. It is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Once this fight went to the ground, it was going to be over. And I didn't think it was going to go to the ground from Jim Miller punching Dwayne Bang Ludwig in his chin. But damn, it went to the ground. Jim Miller, woohoo! Dude tried to get up. He got that wizard, popped the leg over. He still had his arm stuck in it. Kept everything tight. Never let go of anything. Kept that armbar in. Cinched it out. Switched the hips. Man, this is beautiful. This UFC, it's not often that the UFC inspires me, in the jiu-jitsu grappling side of it. Most of the time I leave that up to Dream and Aoki and Tokoro and all these little dudes over in Japan. They're the ones that always come out and do the extra cool, nice stuff or just show real good talent on the ground off their back and pulling off whatever's. But UFC 108 did its thing with the ground game. If you like the ground game, even if you didn't like the ground game, you had to respect what was going on. Jim Miller knocked down Bang Ludwig, jumped on him, landed in side control, got to mount. Bang, got the knee in, tried to bump out, put that arm out there to kind of push away, but the wizard got stuck in, switched it up, blamity blammo, beautiful armbar. In most UFC cards, that would have been the submission of the night. Easily would have been the submission of the night, but not tonight. Gilbert Yvel versus Junior Dos Santos. Wow. Junior Dos Santos. Wow. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Came through. It actually kind of reminded me of what, who was it that failed at this miserably? In the Kimbo versus Houston Alexander fight, Houston was all dead tired and, his hands are, slow and he's got no real head movement and he was like, and Kimbo was Kimbo was getting a pop and he was all stiff and I'm like, ooh, that's gross. Well, this is the way it's supposed to kind of look. It's still not perfect. It's not like what Yamamoto got blasted with that uppercut hook, and it's not like, when Dita ducked on a bow in this K1. It wasn't like Tyson boxing. It wasn't any of that, but it was good. He came through. Beautiful knockout, basically. Gilbert Yvel kind of protested a bit. When he watches it again, he'll kind of calm down. You know what I mean? Basically, my buddy was telling me a story about when he got jumped. I never been jumped. Anybody out there, if you plan on trying to put me through something like that, that's all right. But he basically was like, he was getting jumped by 4 guys, and you can't really punch. You just kind of shell up, and you just gotta try to not get totally blasted. And he's just in there, and and then he said it stopped, and he didn't know why. He didn't know why it stopped. Then he looked up, and the bouncers had grabbed these guys and started beating on them. But he said the moment that it stopped, he was kind of like, what the F's going? Where is this? That's what Gilbert Yvel was doing at that point. He was on the ground, and then he kind of looked up like, where is he? Where is he? Where'd he go? The fight was over. Then he got upset. Anytime you don't know where he went, he's over there. Anytime you don't know where he went, you don't know where you were. And if you don't know where you are, you shouldn't be there if it's a fight. And you need the bouncers to come in and take that dude off you. And that's what happened. The bouncer came in and said, get off this man. He's had enough. And Gilbert Yvel, good striker and everything. Junior Dos Santos is for real. I'm not saying that beating Gilbert Yvel is this guy is for real. But in addition to what else he's been doing, now putting Gilbert Yvel down in 2 minutes, Junior Dos Santos is for real. I'm happy that I've been saying Junior Dos Santos for a while now. Ever since he showed up, I said, this guy he's big, he's got hands, he's got some jits. I'm telling you, if Brock Lesnar ever comes back from whatever he's going through and Junior Dos Santos gets a shot, I'm telling you right now, Brock's getting knocked out. Forget all the rest, all right? Brock's getting knocked out. My list of who's beating Brock has a guaranteed person on it right now. Who's beating Brock? Junior Dos Santos is beating Brock. Again, this doesn't come from him beating Gilbert Yvel. It comes from him being a well-rounded fighter with good hands, powerful strikes, big. Who else beating Brock while we're on that list? Fedor's beating Brock. I don't want to hear nothing really about whatever. Who else beating Brock? I'm putting those two on for sure. I'm going to put on most likely big-ass nasty Overeem. And then I'm going to also put on there a maybe, but should it be interesting, Josh Barnett. But anyways, great fight. Hopefully Gilbert Yvel doesn't go anywhere. Hopefully he stays with the UFC. He gets some other fights. It's tough, come to the UFC, fight a 25-year-old monster. Martin Kampmann versus Jacob Volkmann. I was surprised, just as surprised as Kampmann was, that he was getting hit with punches from Jacob Volkmann. But in the end, it went down the way it was going to go down. Jacob Volkmann getting dropped. Kampmann, gained composure. He remained composed. Did what he needed to do. Got in there. Cinched it under. Put it in. And that was that. Choked him out. Jacob Volkmann, I'm not trying to, disrespect people or get in the way of people getting paid. I'm sure what I say, Dan, ain't listening to it. But this dude is not UFC material. He got heart. He got world-class heart. World-class heart. You know what I mean? You take an average dude and you tell him, listen, we need you to go fight Martin Kampmann on short notice. And some of these top fighters will be like, I gotta train properly. I'm not really ready. Or I got an excuse to make while I improve my actual abilities. Jacob Volkmann knows he ain't coming here and beating Martin Kampmann. Martin Kampmann ain't Anderson Silva. But everybody knows their true abilities and capabilities. You know what I mean? Everybody knows. Some people talk junk and they say they the best in the world. Like Rashad Evans the other day, he was saying he's the best light heavyweight, in the UFC. Deep down inside, he knows who's gonna whoop his ass. You know what I mean? King Mo. You know what I mean? He said, in order to be the best, you got to believe you are the best. And I agree. That's a good idea. But he knows, if he fought Fedor, he'd get his ass whooped. This is people. Don't matter what happens all through here, when it comes down to it, you know who's going to whip your ass. And Volkman knew he was going in there to get his ass whooped on short notice against a much better fighter who he had no chance in beating, and he took the fight. So I'll give him props for, A, wanting to get paid, and B, being willing to go out there and just try his best. But dude does not belong in the UFC. Sorry. You know what I mean? But hey, without Jacob Volkman, maybe Mark Kampman doesn't even get a fight. Jacob Volkman doesn't get paid. You know what I mean? He's probably going to come back again. The UFC's not going to cut him after he helps out the UFC. I would hope not. Anyways, Dan Lauzon versus Cole Miller. Wow, it's January 2nd, and we talk about maybe, this is going to be the top 5 for submissions of the year. So you might as well just don't forget about it. I know, come September and August and October 2010, people are going to be like, oh, what about what this dude did at UFC, 120? And what about what this dude did at Dream 16 and all type of stuff? But don't forget this one. This is going to be there. Absolutely beautiful switch. The best version of a reversal submission was Carlos Newton against, I forget, but basically I think he was getting Kimura'd, and he jumped up and grabbed that arm and armbarred him. It kind of looked like that, except for it ended up in an inverted triangle. Kimura, oh, beautiful, man. Beautiful. Beautiful submission there. Beautiful. Cole Miller, great fight. Dan Lauzon, great fight. Man, that was nice. Undercard, undercard, we saw every fight, y'all. It's the fastest UFC of all time, for sure. We saw every fight except for the 3-round Rafael Oliveira versus John Gunderson. We saw every fight except for that, and it was still done. The main event was still done at 12 o'clock. Wow, these dudes came in here and just said, we got somewhere to go. 108, we showed up, but we got to go. Mike Powell got blasted. First round, he got controlled by Jake Ellenberger. Second round, he got knocked out. Back to Mark Munoz. Damn, I saw it. And I know I'm watching on TV, so I probably got the best angle. But I saw the dude, throw his hand out like, please save me. He was like, please save me. And dude was like, bah, 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 body, body, body. Every time he got hit, he said, F all that. He got hit here. He was like, ow. Then he got hit here. And he turned. He said, don't hit me no more. Then he got hit. He actually got hit once on the finger. This ain't even a joke. This arm was under here. And he threw a body blow, and I bet you it busted up his finger. And as soon as he threw that body blow, he took that hand out and said, don't hit my finger no more. Then he got hit here, bam, and he was just like, don't hit me. And he tried to tap. He tried to throw out. He getting hit, you know what I mean? Like I said, getting jumped. He's getting jumped. And like Gilbert Yvel didn't know, but he wanted the ref to jump in. He said, where's the bouncers? Where's the bouncers? They on me, dog. They on me. Where's the bouncers? He throwing out just one here, one there. You know what I mean? Trying to just get it out there. Just a quick, couldn't commit. Because if these were coming fast, or if he would have came like this, for every tap, he would have got hit 9 times. And he would have got blasted. So he was basically like, I got to preserve myself. Eventually, the referee will... In the future, everybody, if you want out of a fight, and you're afraid to tap, what you got to do is not move. Because all this movement, the referee wasn't sure what he was doing. Is he fighting? Is he trying to flip over? I'm not sure what he's trying to do. Is he trying to Jedi mind trick stuff? Does he know how to... So, if you getting blasted, what you got to do is this. Show the back of your head, you know what I mean? And I don't really know if this is for sure. But don't worry about the body. The body's going to be okay. Unless you got a real mean bastard who just pounds away at the body. A referee ain't going to jump in like, stop hitting the body. He might let it break ribs. But you just lay forward. Kind of like you on the beach, leaning forward. And you just show the back of your head. Don't leave the side out so he can bust the side of your face up. Don't leave the bottom so he can come up under your arm. Pop up, bust some teeth out. Put the face down on this is the mat right here. Here's my face. My face is right on the mat. That's the mat. The back of my head is showing. Put your fingers, they're going to get hurt. That's all you can do. And get your hands there and just Stay in tight and let him wail the F on you, but don't move. Don't move. Just take it. Body shots. You're supposed to be ready for some body shots. And just count down. 3, 2, 1. The referee should be in by then. But if you start moving, he'll be like, oh, I want to be early stoppage. You know, people all on the referees nowadays. So Mark Munoz, his hands were doing all right. You know, he was moving all right. I mean, it's not like he was fighting a great striker, but he definitely looked way better than his last fight. And then Oliveira beat John Gunderson by 3-round control. Good fight all around. Good fight. Man, UFC Maynard versus Diaz is coming up like next week. Damn. A lot of MMA already. This is beautiful. UFC 108 was good. We're going to move on. It's a great way to start 2010. MMA, y'all. It's important. Peace.